Hello and welcome. Name's Derek, and I sell physical media on eBay. I make videos about that stuff. This is what sold video. A little slower. Yeah, good. I woke up a little late. Don't need to hyper. Got to be a weapon in some game somewhere. It's not reasonable. 28%. This thing charges really slow. It's better than not, but it charges really slow. So let's go to orders. So I sold another one of those Byron Birdsall watercolors. It was like 135 last night. And then while I was doing my live, while I was taking electronics apart. And so all those electronics I've talked about, just having in a lot. I did some basic thinking, but in my live, it's not public yet, but in the live, I kind of go over the main basis of why I was doing that is the actual act of doing it and the intent behind it. I'm not going to get everything, all the other story prior, but is I could take, look like another sale might have come in. I could take that stuff apart, and some of those are much older, some older electronics, but a lot of those have little PCBs, little perforated circuit boards, or ICs and IC chips and integrated circuits and stuff. And those older ones are going to have a different concentration of gold and silver in them, and not a whole lot of either of those, but copper. And some of the other just, my cats are up on the table, still playing with all the leftovers I didn't pick up off the table. And, you know, a lot of those other things, so that scrap metal, if I put everything but the steel, the aluminum, the copper, and some of that other stuff, brass and bronze, and just put that in another box, and then over time just accrue, not be a scrapper. I mean, if I find some small electronics and know that there's value in those circuit boards and then the brass, I mean, I could take it apart for what was otherwise going to be sitting in the trash, go in the trash. I could take it apart and get a couple bucks worth of scrap electronics and metal and stuff, put it in a box, and in 20 years, cash that stuff in. Or copper is what? $4.50, $4.80 a pound, and gold is probably 5,000 an ounce. Why not? In 20 years, I bet it's gonna be a lot more. So for the time I put in it and making the video, I thought it was something fun to do. And now I've got a small box, something that needs to be taken apart, and I got that inspiration to do that, to micro scrap as opposed to try to list and sell, or to just throw away, or to just donate, from Scrap It All YouTube channel. He breaks down all these little things that he gets for scrap, and he tears it all apart so he can get more money from the face value. He took it apart, spent 20 minutes taking it apart, and instead of $1 scrap, now he's got $6. So it's not, in a lot of sense, it's not time economical. But if you took the time that otherwise you really weren't going to do much with anyhow, take it apart, make money. So there's that. Now I was going somewhere with doing that. Oh, I went live yesterday. Took that stuff apart, sliced my fingers on a bunch of the plastic, which is fine because it matches my fingernails. I sliced those up. But it is a what's old video. There was 10 going out for $3.90. Oh, that painting sold while I was making that video, and then I get up, check eBay, and they're like, "Oh, I ordered by mistake." They left a nice message, which is perfectly fine. I'll just cancel it and relist it later on. And I did not find those magazines, so I just refunded them $17. But all right, yeah, I believe. Actually, they may be in that video where I had people guess the amount, and if they may have been like right up here. But either way, I don't have them. They got refunded. Got to get a book, a couple books actually. So I just got all of the books because I knew there were a handful. So I just got them all right then and there. Our favorite recipes. This is one of like 4 of these type of. Oh, I don't want that volume up like that. One of like 4 I got from that business estate sale. I got a bunch of those sealed cassette tapes. I sold one already. This one is 68. $68 for this cookbook. These specific ones, the Slavic, Slovenian, Slovene, Slovakia, things like that. They're most are pretty good. Most are really good. And then there's the other. I forget the other one. It's a hardcover. The Florida Cookbook. This one I think I paid like a quarter for, 50 cents for. Don't remember exactly, but I saw it, looked it up, just looked up the name, whichever. This might be like a second printing. I think it is. I could probably look here. 1981 might be the first. Either way, it was a different one than of what the other ones were, but it's still a cookbook that sells. It's $25. And it's strange because I had another Florida-based cookbook, but it was more seafood-based. I tried to give it to my brother because he has a place down there, about mid-state, and he didn't want it. So I got put in a box for when I went to Half Price Books. Not the most recent time, the time before that. 9 Inch Nails. Oh, $25. I don't know if I said that. So just on the quick look. If anyone asks, yeah, when I make these, I make these videos, I'm probably up for maybe 20 minutes, a half an hour. So my hair is always ready for the front of a magazine. And nobody's paying me to have my hair look good. So to me, it doesn't matter what it looks like. I try to pat it down a little. $41. This is 9 Inch Nails, Head Like a Hole, 10-track. Maxi. So it's either going to be skinny or it's only going to be like being a gatefold. It should be like this. Or maybe this one. Yeah. So I usually don't put like maxi single and stuff like that in the listings. Every once in a while I will. But when it reads maxi single on it, I will. 14. Head like a hole. Give you control. Bow down to the one you serve. You're gonna get what you deserve. Just this angle is off. Just enough. Hey man, we're going to make this really cool electronic thing to where no matter where you have your hands at, if you just touch a little bit on the bezel, it's going to change the page. Cool. Greenlit. Barely even touch these little command buttons. And hear my cat upstairs wanting to get into a room, scratching at the door. And this Bible memory thing. Let's listen a little higher. I think this is one guy sent a message. There's someone that sent a message on something that sold. Oh no, that's another one. But $47 for the sealed disc media item. All right, these things here I was actually just mentioning in in a live I did, not yesterday's, but the one before that. So I got a bunch of these little rocket things. Estes made rockets. So a lot of science classes and things like that in high school and junior high school back. I don't know exactly when they started, but I'll probably say like the 80s and 90s. You would do these for, and then they would have like science club and engineering club and rocket club and stuff like that and chess club. I did not belong to any of them. All right, I did try to start a chess club. The high school I went to high school at, my senior year, not the main school I went to. My senior year, I tried to. They paid for the boards and then had a handful of meetings, and people just stopped showing up because they didn't like me. Oh, how time! I don't even know if people like me now. All right, so 17 bucks. And I was explaining that I got these in like a bag or a couple bags, and I didn't pay much for them, like 20 cents each. So that's 17 bucks. And I still have a handful of those left. History Channel D33. Now I'm just going to try to real quick see history. There we go. This is Search of Sphinx of Egypt. Sphinx of Egypt. 23. Oh man, Derek, I could find that stuff online. I just watched the Sphinx of Egypt on History Channel YouTube. Well, somebody wanted the actual physical copy. Annie, oh, that's the thing. Somebody sent an offer. They sent a message, sent an offer. I'm like, yeah. And I don't mind if it's going to be a little low. It's not much. It's like a little lower than what the best offer would have been. Send a message or something. I want to say, sure. But and it's not even like it was a harsh, low offer. 31. So I was just looking to find. There we go. So both of these have little different covers, but on the back they're identical. And the discs are identical. It is the full performance. They are identical. So they will get that one. But that is 35 bucks. This book, Going Across the Pond, I didn't have it for too long, a month, maybe a little more. And this is going to be a newer book. I mean, I'm not saying that all new books hold value or that no other new books hold value or that the only books that are out there that are good to sell are new books. Just saying this QR code, when did the QR code come out? When did they start putting on books? So it's not that old book. 6th. Probably didn't have to put a year in it because there's probably already a whole bunch, or there weren't a whole lot listed. So 6th edition is 5th. 5th edition, not 6th. 2011. So at least we know now, 15 years ago, they were using QR codes. Unless this is a reprint rebind of the 11th, or of the 5th edition. But 62 bucks Going Across the Pond. C34. I was near that right there. Cincinnati Pops. My cat's still scratching at my daughter's door. Been at it for like 20 minutes. Like, you're not tearing any of the wood away. So there's that. You haven't gotten in yet. So there's that. you're getting more tired. Just, I wish cats would just be like, knock, knock, knock. Hey, can I come in? No one answered. Okay, I'm not going to scratch at your door anymore. No, they don't do that. Sound like one of the other cats jumped down, get tired of it. Yep. All right. Yeah, now they're up there. Cincinnati Pops. 29. Okay. This book, I think that's it. It is. This book, War Against the War, paperback, $30, 30. So today, as for eBay wise, I got maybe 10, 12 books because I'm not going outside. I don't have to. I'm running out of days to where it's like going to get, not stir crazy, but what do they call it? Cabin fever. Getting everybody like, oh man, even if I just have to go outside and take out a bag of trash or something. I did yesterday. But yeah, seriously, if I don't have to, I'm not there. I mean, there's little sections right here of where a lot of stuff, just eBay and my stuff was at. A lot of stuff is being moved around, consolidated, things like this, and taking apart those electronics. I mean, I just have to take the big old bin of plastic, big bin. You know what? Look at that. So this is most of the scrap consolidated. Now it can be consolidated a little more in comparison to this. Is all the plastic, and then there's still more that needs to be broken down, and all the plastic has to be separated so I can get the circuit boards and that scrap and stuff, right? And yeah, I know this. I'm not going to work to get that big old chunk of steel. It's going to take more work than it's worth. What it's worth to me. So imagine having about 2 of these full of different electronics that's just taking up a bunch of room, and then consolidate it down. Wow. That's a smooth bottom, really. And it could be consolidated down on something this size, if not less, or a tad more, right? Yeah, there's still a handful of computer fans, which, how long is this one? 20 minutes, all right. So this is what is going to be called a guide and bridle for a CD. This is the thing that the eye sits on and tracks on. Most of these are going to be plastic, but this is aluminum. So that's a better one. So for any sense for scrapping wise, which I'm not a scrapper by any means in regards to that, can you get money for plastic? No. Can you get money for aluminum? Yep. So that's a win. Now it's not much. What is that worth? Completely all together, everything that's in there is maybe 5 cents. All right. But if you just have fun taking the stuff apart, I do. So do my thumbs. But I was looking for the little motor for the computer fans. And I got like maybe 10 more fans that have to be taken apart. Split those apart and just take a little motor part out, toss it in there. Some like little laptop little adapters and stuff. The chargers, flip those open, get the wire and that stuff out. But I'm going to be able to consolidate it down to maybe a box like this or a little bigger. From something that was that big times 2 to this. Staying home, I'm getting stuff done. All right. So that's going to wrap that one up. Like what you heard, like what you saw, like what you learned. Kind of eBay related. If you're stuck at home for whichever reason and your listings are done, most of all your eBay work stuff is done, and there's a little something somewhere that's just needs to be moved and situated and organized or whatever, just move stuff. Move a rectangle. Move a rectangle from one spot and go move it somewhere else. And find another rectangle somewhere. Every once in a while, it'll be a perfect cube. But go move that rectangle over with other rectangles. And then it'll all be different. Because that's all you're doing is moving rectangles around. If anything going up, comment down below. Subscribe, share. It's all free. They help me so we can help more people with physical media and stuff. Appreciate it.